It is a failure to realize the greatness of the salvation itself. I mean by that we tend to reduce it only to forgiveness. Concerned, as so many of us are, just about escaping the punishment and hell, we want forgiveness, and we feel we've got it, and there it ends. We haven't seen it in its height, in its depth, its breadth, and its length, the greatness of it all. Well, now the apostle, obviously, is concerned about the greatness and the glory of the gospel. That's why he's writing this letter to them. He wants them to know about it. He's heard that they're already in the faith, but he seems to wonder whether they really have grasped it. He takes up his pen, and inspired as he knows himself to be, and with all the authority of a called apostle, he's going to display it to them in all its fullness and in all its grandeur. The gospel. Oh, how easily we use this term. How glibly we repeat it. I'm as guilty as anybody else. It ought to be impossible for us to use the very word gospel without bursting forth, as it were, into a hymn of praise and of thanksgiving. Good news from God. That's the gospel. Nothing left. Very well. Well, now then, that brings me to the most important thing of all. It is the gospel of God. The gospel of God. The good news, in other words, is what God has done about men and about his salvation. And that is why, of course, it's quite unique and quite new. I'm going to write to you, said the apostle, not about some human philosophy. I'm not going to give you my own idea as to how life should be lived. I'm not going to tell you what man has got to do. I'm going to tell you what God has done. That's it. The gospel of God. It's good news from God. Now, this description here, this definition of the gospel, I think you'll agree, is a very striking one. There are other descriptions given of the gospel in the New Testament. It's called the gospel of peace, the gospel of the kingdom, the gospel of salvation, the everlasting gospel, and there are other titles and designations and adjectives used. But surely there is none which is used so constantly, especially by this apostle, as this present one in some shape or form. The gospel of God.